Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. Question to Rick and to Howard. We spoke on this week's show about the state legislature looking at water quality issues in this upcoming session of the legislature. There are news reports out that Chemours has been importing GenX chemicals back into the state coming from the Netherlands. Rick, the state's taken an aggressive stance telling Chemours to cease the reimportation of these GenX residues back into North Carolina. What's the impact?
It's going to be something that the Department of Environmental Quality and the legislature are going to look at very closely. Chemours is re-importing GenX because they cannot recycle it in the Netherlands anymore. Their recycling plant that the Netherlands company was using has gone bankrupt. And so they're able to actually re-import it in the U.S. because it's not considered to be a hazardous waste in the U.S., even though it is in Europe. And this is something that's going to cause a lot of consternation because we're still dealing with the consequences of GenX emissions in the eastern part of the state earlier. Now we have more to deal with, and they're not really sure exactly what to do with these chemicals. I mean, this was an issue that, to some extent, the McCrory administration inherited from the Purdue administration, which wasn't really familiar with how dangerous this chemical may be. And I think it's going to take a lot of serious efforts by the General Assembly. I hope there's not a lot of finger pointing going on. I hope there's more problem solving there.
Howard Lee, there are a lot of anxious people along the Cape Fear water system. Regulators say they're still in the dark to a great extent about the impact of the compound and what it means for health and well-being of the residents along the Cape Fear River Basin. Tell us, what do you think the key elements will be on addressing this issue?
Well, I certainly have confidence in the Secretary of Environmental Resources. He has really spent
You've
a lot
done
of
that job.
I had the job, and I've been meeting with him occasionally. I haven't done so recently, to talk about some of my experiences and how I had to work with companies. I don't think any company goes out and really wants to be accused of polluting water. But I think what we have to do is to find a way for the state and the company to sit down and be honest with each other. The fact is that the error should be made to keep this chemical from impacting the lives of people. That's number one. Number two, then do whatever research is necessary to prove one way or the other what the impact of this chemical might be on the water and on, as well as on the wildlife and the fish life in these streams. And then finally, to make sure that we don't ignore the impact that such can have on the population. Consequently, it seems to me that that's where the health community comes in and really works hard to prove what we need to know about what the impact might be. I think all of these will be on the table, and I'm confident that both the governor, the legislature, and the secretary will keep this on the front burner and will certainly do whatever is necessary to try to prevent it.
Again, my gray hair is telling the PCB, and you worked with that
absolutely
in the first administration of Governor Hunt.
That's right.
In the late 70s.
That's right. PCB, I remember that. I used to have nightmares about PCB.
Thank you for your leadership and insight. Thank you for watching the Afterspin. More video all during the week on ncspin.com.